Oh, hello, it's me again. Today we're going to be going over Mouse Stick 101. Now, when I was injured in 85, this was what I was learning to use. There are a lot of different options available now for the computer, but this is what I use the best. So, I'll show you different things I can do with it. First, if I need help and say someone isn't in the room with me, I have this bell. Or wireless doorbell. So either one of those I can hit easily. Now for typing, I use something that's called sticky keys that allows you to hit Shift, Control, or Alt, and the next key you hit will act like it's being held. So if I hit Shift followed by, say, the number 2, I will get the @ symbol. So it's an option that you can use in Mac and Windows. Find it under accessibility options. So if you're on a Windows computer and use the mouse stick, you can still do Control Alt Delete. So for me, for typing, I move my head, but also let the stick swing back and forth. I type better without the weight of all you guys on my head. Alright, as you can see, I can type from any location. It's easy to set up with just a bedside table, and a wireless keyboard and mouse work the easiest, but a wired mouse and keyboard work fine as well. The setup works at home and also at school or in an office. So using a stick makes it pretty easy. You don't require extensive voice recognition or any software of that type. One area that the stick is very useful though is not in technology. There actually is a world outside of technology, and yes, I'm aware where you're watching this video, but let's look at some other areas that we can do. A good way to start getting used to a mouse stick other than typing, one way is playing deck cards. They're lightweight and easy to move around, so they're good for starting with stick skills. One thing that you'll use a lot is the edge of a table. You can get your stick underneath and flip things over. So, open it up here. always get a few stragglers. Leave the Joker in there. Alright. Of course, first thing you want to do when you get a deck of cards is to sort them. So, an easy way to do that is just to make some piles. After a while, the piles will start to get so that they're even with each other. So then you can kind of start stuffing them in, or pushing them up. Or as I showed earlier, use the edge of the table, get underneath. Alright, now that we're back to a stack, I can set up a game like just playing solitaire. So, take the first card, flip it, and you do your next cards. Now to start stacking cards, you can use that natural bend in each, and you can use that to help stack. So there's one. Using the bend in this, you slide it over and on top. And then we continue on down the line. Alright, now that we're all set up, you can move cards around and start stacking them. You can use a weight like the rest of the cards, and you can balance them. So you can help stack. Put these down here. Alright, and now the flip cards. A friend of mine told me once that if you do one card at a time, it's basically cheating. So I always try to do 3. So 1, 2, 3. And on we go. Say, working with cards is definitely something you can do on computer, but this does give a good start in using a mouse stick. It's very time consuming, but at sometimes during the day it's not a bad thing to do. So let's move on to something else. Alright, this is another game called Othello. The goal is to get the same color or the most colors that is on your side. So to do that, you have to flip these pieces. So you take one out of the side. Slide it up. Now you just push gently on one side of the piece. It'll flip. If you do too hard, it'll go further, but not too bad. It's a game that can easily be played with just a little bit of moving things around, and also a great way to start. Alright, so now the end of the game, for the travel. Go down on the side of the table. Move the board. Come on over. Push it against the side. Tip. Slide it up. Flip it over. And since the hands are filming, there we go. On to that. Before leaving a room, you always want to turn off the light switch. So, for that, I move so it's on my left, because that's what I can turn the best. Now rocker switches are easier, but I don't have that option with me, so these lights work in a couple ways. You can just simply push down, but that sometimes doesn't always work. So if you push on half of it and then up, that's also another way you can do a light. So turn this off and go on to the next. Alright, now I'm working on a puzzle. It's a combination of what's shown so far. The first things that I do when I start a puzzle are sort out the edge pieces from the rest. So, non-edge piece, just toss into the box, and edge pieces get put aside for later. This is a 300 piece puzzle with fairly big pieces. Makes it easier to see on video, but I've also done a 500 piece puzzle as well as a 1,000 piece. So get sorted to do, and then we'll be back. Alright, we have the edge pieces sorted, and the outside corner is now put together. So I have a box of pieces here, and I can look through them, sort through. And if you come around, I see one piece here. I slide up the edge and onto the board. Tip it up, flip it over. And then I can see it goes here. So if I tap on it, it pops up, and I can slide it in place and tap it in. Now these pieces are a little bit warped, so they're pretty easy to get up, but that's not always the case on new puzzles especially. But anytime you get a puzzle piece, if you keep tapping around, some corner will make it bounce up. So you can hop it up on another piece and slide it into place. And that's how you do a puzzle with a stick. We'll continue with one more item. One last item with doing a mouse stick is books and magazines. A lot of items come on PDF now, which are a lot easier, but it's not always the case. And it's sometimes nice just to have an actual book. So, like this magazine, I can lay on the table. If I push down on the corner and over, it'll flip over and can open. So I can do that with a few pages. Or go to the edge of the table, cut in, as I say, and do several up to where my marker's at. So if the marker is loose enough, you can take it out. But it's pretty stuck today, so we'll leave that. Then laying down, you can read. But book laying flat doesn't always work. So for that, I use another device. I use a book board. I believe this is what I got way back in rehab in '85, and I've yet to find a better device. Just a simple piece of wood on an angle with a brace in the back and a lip on the front to keep any books from sliding off. These clips work to keep magazines and that kind of thing elevated, and those can be at any office supply store. So just like when it's laying flat, you can open the cover, go through a few pages, or go through several. And I can easily read it with it up on this board. If I want to page back through, a few at a time, I can. Well, this is my demonstration of using a mouse stick. This is a simple rod, so it can do quite a bit, but there are other types. There's pincher sticks, sucking sticks that have a suction on the end of it. I believe that because of sin in the world, we have problems like disabilities like this, but mouse stick makes things a little bit easier and can allow me to operate the world around me. So, we'll see you in the next video.